Bob Proctor versus Napoleon Hill. Which method actually works when you're stuck between no direction and no money? In this video, there's no theory, just 3 measurable criteria, evidence-based verdict, and a 20-minute protocol you can run today. Proctor attacks the mental paradigms that keep you stuck. Hill builds action systems that sustain results. Both have decades of proven track record, but they serve different moments in your journey. Stick around to the end, and you'll walk away with a testable hybrid system and a practical exercise that solves both problems at once, finding real purpose and creating immediate cash flow. We're analyzing these 2 methods on 3 objective criteria. Conceptual clarity. You understand it without rereading or seeking additional interpretations. Operational practicality. You can apply it today without restructuring your entire life. Trackability. You know objectively whether you're progressing or spinning your wheels. The expert who wins on more criteria becomes your activation tool for the first 7 days. The other enters as a consolidation layer to prevent backsliding. Concrete example. If Proctor wins on clarity and practicality, you start with paradigm reprogramming for 10 minutes daily. Hill enters as a weekly 25-minute review to structure sustainable action. The goal isn't to crown a supreme guru, but to create an intelligent sequence based on how real people get results when they're broke and lost. Drop in the comments right now. Are you betting on Proctor, Hill, or the hybrid system? Bob Proctor teaches that your external results are determined by internal paradigms, subconscious thought patterns that control 95% of your actions. He's helped millions of people through his Thinking into Results program, documenting transformations in income, relationships, and mental health across 100+ countries. Proctor's differentiator. He attacks limiting beliefs about money and personal capability using reprogramming through repetition, visualization, and study of universal laws. His system prioritizes rapid mindset change to break paralysis. You change how you think about money before you chase money. Immediate application. Today, you can use the paradigm shift technique for 10 minutes. Write down 1 limiting belief about money. Rich people are dishonest. Replace it with an evidence-based belief. People who create value get rewarded. And repeat the new belief 50 times out loud, observing internal resistance over the next 48 hours. Napoleon Hill documented the success principles of 500+ millionaires over 20 years of research, creating the Think and Grow Rich framework applied by 100+ million people since 1937. Hill's differentiator. He builds action systems based on 13 measurable principles: definite purpose, mastermind, specialized knowledge, organized planning that transform vague desire into executable plan. His method prioritizes long-term structure. You create a definite major purpose, specific goal with deadline, identify specialized knowledge needed, form a mastermind of 3 to 5 people, and execute organized plan with daily action steps. Immediate application. Applying the definite purpose statement technique for 15 minutes today, you write your specific financial goal, how much, by when, what you'll give in exchange. Read it out loud 2x daily, and validate whether your daily actions align within a week. Both methods have documented results, but Proctor unlocks mindset first. Hill structures execution from the start. Why did we choose these 3 criteria? Conceptual clarity eliminates analysis paralysis. The more direct the concept, the less time wasted trying to fully understand before acting. Operational practicality ensures consistent application in chaotic life. The lower the friction between decision and execution, the higher the follow-through rate when you're exhausted and time-crunched. Trackability enables agile course correction. The more objective the indicators, the less dependence on vague feelings and more data to optimize. One method can dominate in clarity but lose in practicality, and that doesn't invalidate it, just signals which to use first, depending on your moment. Micro example. Proctor with high conceptual clarity serves for weekend deep dive reprogramming. Hill with high practicality and trackability serves for daily execution during the work week. Comparative analysis. Axis 1. Conceptual clarity. Bob Proctor. Proctor's core concept is transparent: paradigms, subconscious patterns, control results. To change results, change paradigms through conscious repetition. Someone without background in personal development can absorb this in a single exposure because Proctor uses direct analogies. Your paradigm is like a thermostat. If it's programmed for 50K a year, you unconsciously sabotage anything above that. Clarity test. You can explain to a friend in 3 sentences. I have subconscious beliefs controlling my actions. These beliefs were programmed in childhood. I can reprogram them with conscious repetition of new beliefs. The system doesn't have confusing progressive levels. It's linear. Identify limiting belief, replace with empowering belief, repeat until it becomes automatic. Translating to action. When you think, I'm not good with money, you immediately replace with, I'm learning to create value, and repeat 10 times. The clearer the concept, the fewer loops of, did I get this right? And more speed to first reprogramming. Napoleon Hill offers 13 principles, which initially seems complex, but he simplifies. Start with definite major purpose, specific goal, defined deadline, price you'll pay, effort, knowledge required. The premises are universal. Anyone recognizes that vague goal generates vague result. Absorption test. In the first 10 minutes of the book, you already know you need to write your goal in one specific sentence with a deadline. Conceptual dependency. The method works standalone. You don't need to know other systems first. Practical translation. Earn 100K in the next 12 months, offering automation consulting to 20 small businesses, investing 20 a week in prospecting and delivery. Proctor uses a more philosophical, spiritual approach. Universal laws, vibration. Hill uses more empirical, business-oriented language, 20 years of research, tested principles. Hill eliminates more operational doubts up front. Proctor eliminates more initial mental resistance. Axis 1. Verdict. Napoleon Hill wins on conceptual clarity because he offers more linear structure. Start here. Write goal, list knowledge needed, form mastermind, execute plan. Doesn't presuppose prior spiritual knowledge, and uses business language anyone absorbs without metaphysical interpretation. Proctor isn't confusing, but requires an additional step of buying into concepts like paradigm and vibration that can slow down someone who's 100% skeptical or rational. Drop crystal clear in comments if you absorbed Hill's method immediately, or need rewatch if you still have doubts about how to apply the 13 principles. This criterion decides which to use when you have 0 time to study theory and need an immediate action checklist. Axis 2. Operational Practicality. Bob Proctor. Minimal operational friction. From decision to first execution is 3 steps. 1. Write limiting belief. 2. Write opposite belief based on evidence. 3. Repeat 50 times out loud. Requirements. 10 minutes of time, pen and paper, or phone notes, anywhere with minimal privacy to speak out loud. Practicality test. Open your timer now. Can you complete 1 reprogramming session in under 5 minutes without preparation? Yes. Environmental dependencies. Works at home, parked car, empty office. Doesn't work on crowded subway or in meetings. Need to speak out loud. Validation. To apply Proctor's paradigm shift, you need 10 minutes and privacy to verbalize. Test now. Write, money is scarce. Value I create generates money, and repeat 10 times. If you did it, it's operationally practical. The method adapts to intervals in your day if you have 10 minutes of privacy. Doesn't require total schedule restructuring. Napoleon Hill fit into routine. Hill's method requires initial 30-60-minute setup. Write complete definite purpose statement, list knowledge needed, identify 3 to 5 people for mastermind. Then 10 minutes daily reading goal plus daily action planning. Operational requirements. 10 minutes daily, paper notes app, 0 complex tools. Prerequisite, 1 hour initial setup on day 1. Immediate application test, without planning. Can you execute a minimal version now? Not completely. You need the prep phase, write complete statement, before daily routine works. Entry barriers. Need 1 hour of initial focus to structure plan. After that, works anywhere. Real test. To use Hill's definite purpose, you need 1 hour today for setup plus 10-min day after. Can you apply in your next 10-minute break? Not the full setup, but you can start drafting the goal. Objective comparison. Proctor requires 10 minutes plus privacy to speak. Hill requires 1 hour initial setup plus 10-min day silent reading. Proctor has fewer prerequisites for first execution to happen today in chaotic life. Axis 2. Verdict: Bob Proctor wins on operational practicality because the distance between intention and first execution is shorter, 10 minutes versus 1 hour. Doesn't require complex initial setup, and you can do a complete micro version right now without prior preparation. Hill is practical after setup, but for someone totally stuck and low energy, the barrier of right complete 1 hour plan delays first action. Proctor works even in low energy. Opened phone, wrote belief, repeated, done. Comment already tested. If you applied paradigm reprogramming during this video, or testing today, if you decided to test definite purpose in the next 24 hours. This criterion solves for those who always get stuck, because I don't have time to plan everything before starting. Axis 3. Trackability. Bob Proctor. Progress indicators are mostly qualitative. You know you're progressing when you feel less resistance thinking about money. Act with more confidence in opportunities. Notice change in self-sabotage. Measurement test. It's hard to create an objective spreadsheet. Date. Repeated belief. 50x. Result observed. The result is internal perception, not external number. Feedback frequency. Daily, you notice subtle changes in thinking, but subjective. Validation. According to Proctor, you progress when paradigm shifts. But another person looking at your data wouldn't reach the same conclusion because it depends on your internal perception of mental resistance. Standard. You'll feel more clarity about purpose is hard to track objectively. There's no binary metric like did, didn't do. Proctor's trackability is internal and experiential, not external and numeric. Napoleon Hill. Progress indicators are highly quantitative. You know you're progressing when wrote complete definite purpose statement, yes, no. Read goal 2x today, yes, no. Executed daily action step, yes, no. Formed mastermind of 3 people, yes, no. Measurement test. You easily create 3-column spreadsheet. Date. Read goal. 2x plus action executed. Result. Proposal sent. Meeting scheduled. Skill learned. Feedback frequency, daily and binary. Either you did or didn't. Validation. According to Hill, you progress when executing plan actions daily. Another person reading your records would reach the same objective conclusion. Gold standard. You'll identify 3 monetizable skills, written list. Form mastermind of 5 people, confirmed names. Test 1 offer in 7 days, yes, no. All immediately trackable. Test. You measure with simple checklist without complex analysis. Hill offers frequent, quantitative, simple-to-capture indicators. Proctor offers experiential, deep, but subjective metrics. Axis 3. Verdict. Napoleon Hill wins on trackability because indicators are more numeric. Wrote statement, yes, no. Read 2x, yes, no. Feedback is faster, daily versus weekly perception. Less dependence on subjective interpretation. Checklist versus feel less resistance, and higher granularity. Each daily action is measurable. Proctor tracks deep identity change that takes weeks to appear clearly. Hill tracks daily actions you confirm in seconds. Comment, tracking now. If you already know, you'll use Hill's daily checklist, read goal plus action executed, or still unclear if it's not clear how to measure Proctor's paradigm change objectively. This criterion solves for those who've tried multiple times, but never know if they're evolving or just staying busy without real progress. Final result score and winning method. Napoleon Hill wins 2-1. Recap. Conceptual clarity went to Hill because of more linear structure and business language without metaphysics. Operational practicality went to Proctor because first execution happens in 10 minutes without prior setup. Trackability went to Hill because of daily binary indicators versus subjective internal perceptions. Hybrid system logic. Hill becomes your activation method. First 7 days, 10 minutes daily reading goal plus daily action because he won on more practical criteria. Proctor enters as consolidation layer, weekly 20-minute paradigm reprogramming review to prevent self-sabotage as the plan advances. Concrete example. You activate with Hill. Monday to Friday, 10 minutes in the morning, read your definite purpose statement and execute one action from plan. Saturday, 20 minutes with Proctor reprogramming limiting beliefs that surfaced during the week. I don't deserve this money. Value I deliver justifies reward. Score isn't universal. If you're totally stuck by fear and self-sabotage, start with Proctor to unlock. If you already have clarity but don't execute, start with Hill to structure action. There's no supreme method. There's intelligent combination based on context. Optimized hybrid system application sequence. First, use Hill to create directional clarity. In the first 3 days, you write complete definite purpose statement, identify 3 monetizable skills, list 5 people to approach, and define minimum daily action. Then install Proctor to eliminate mental saboteurs that emerge during execution. When you feel resistance, who am I to charge this? You reprogram immediately. Weekly rhythm. Days 1-5 are activation mode. Hill applied 10 minutes upon waking. Read goal. Plus execute one plan action like send proposal, schedule meeting, study skill. Day 6 is consolidation mode. Proctor applied 20 minutes. Identify 3 limiting beliefs that appeared during week plus reprogram each 20x out loud. Hybrid daily ritual. Morning, 10 min with Hill. Read definite purpose, plus action step. Night, 5 min with Proctor if mental resistance surfaced during day. Specific example, Monday to Friday, 10 min upon waking. Read my goal, 100K in 12 months with consulting. Execute action, send one proposal today. Saturday, 25 min. Map skills, automation, copywriting, process analysis. Plus, reprogram belief, I don't have enough experience. Each project makes me more experienced. Screenshot this structure, save as phone reminder, consult daily for 7 days without modifying. This combination meets all 3 axes. Clarity, Hill's framework. Practicality, total time, 10-15 min day. Trackability, Hill's daily checklist, plus Proctor's perception of mental resistance. Immediate action protocol, practical exercise, solving broken lost. Part 1, value inventory, 7 minutes. Grab pen and paper right now. Create 3 columns. Skills I have, problems I solve easily, what people ask me for help with. Set 3-minute timer and fill each column without filtering. Write everything, even if it seems obvious. X, no spreadsheets, organize chaos, explain complex things simply. At 3 minutes, circle the 3 items that appear in more than one column or that you do better than 80% of people you know. These are your initial value assets, not final purpose, but starting points to test the market. Now, for each of the 3 circled items, write one complete sentence. I can help specific type of person to solve specific problem through skill or knowledge I have. Real example, I can help overwhelmed solo entrepreneurs recover 10 hours per week through no-code automation systems. This exercise attacks lack of direction because it identifies where you already create value without realizing it. Your purpose is where your natural talent solves market pain, and money problems because identified value is immediately monetizable value. Part 2. Minimum monetization test. 5 minutes. Choose only one of the 3 sentences you wrote, the one that seems easiest to prove in 7 days. Lowest learning curve. You already have cases or experience, know where to find clients. Write a validation micro offer. What could you deliver to one person in 1 hour that would solve a specific pain for them? Doesn't need to be complete product. Can be 1 hour one-time consulting, existing process review, strategy session, situation analysis with action plan. Set minimum price that would make this real for you, not free, because free doesn't validate real demand, but accessible to test, between $50 to $200 depending on market and complexity. Now, identify 3 people in your network: LinkedIn, direct contacts, online communities, former colleagues, who have the problem you solve and whom you could approach in the next 48 hours without embarrassment. Write approach message using this template. Hey, name, I noticed your problem context you observed. Launching product, overwhelmed, mentioned difficulty X. I'm testing a new service method that helps specific result in timeline. Recover 5 every week, validate offer in 3 days. I have 1 slot available this week to validate the process. I can do it for price. Interested in chatting for 15 minutes? This exercise attacks money problems because it creates testable income stream in 48H, not theory, real transaction. And lack of direction because external validation, someone paying even low amount, confirms your value is real and monetizable, not imaginary. Part 3, 7-day protocol, 8 minutes. Establish weekly execution plan now. Days 1-2, today and tomorrow. Send micro offer to the 3 identified people using template. Minimum goal is 1 positive response. Interest in talking, ideal is 2 to 3 scheduled conversations. Day 3 to 4. If you got interest, deliver first session service and document in real time, during or right after, exactly what worked, what person valued most, what specific result they got. If you didn't get positive response, adjust approach. Test 50% lower price, change language to less formal, approach different person with more urgent problem, and test 3 more contacts. Day 5 to 6. If you delivered and it worked, ask for specific testimonial. What changed for you after this session? And 1 referral. Who do you know with this same problem? Use this to approach next 5 contacts with real social proof. If you still haven't closed anything by day 5, change micro offer to more urgent problem, from organization to put out fire today, or lower price to $25 or $50 just to generate first transaction and overcome internal resistance. Day 7. Complete 30-minute review answering 3 fundamental questions. 1. Which of my skills generated most interest or curiosity in conversations? 2. What specific problem are people willing to pay to solve now, not someday? 3. What specific adjustment do I make in week 2 to double conversion rate? Language, price, timing, person approached. Write answers objectively and use as input for strategic decision. Continue scaling this micro offer. Approach 10 people week 2, or pivot and test. Another of the 3 sentences from value inventory. This protocol solves both problems simultaneously. You discover purpose through real market validation, not through abstract meditation or find your passion, and create immediate testable cash flow in 7 days, not in 5-year plan that never starts. Drop your pick in the comments. Type Proctor if you prefer unlocking mindset first, Hill if you prefer structuring immediate action, or hybrid if you're using the combination, and explain in 1 sentence why. What's the next method matchup you want to see tested? Drop it below. We're considering Tony Robbins versus James Clear, Brené Brown versus Cal Newport, or another confrontation you suggest. Run this 7-day protocol exactly as described and come back here in 7 days to report 1 specific change. Could be internal, clarity about what to monetize, confidence to charge, or external, money made from first micro offer, testimonial received, referral generated. You're leaving with comparative analysis on 3 objective criteria: Hill 121, validated hybrid system, Hill for daily activation, plus Proctor for weekly paradigm work, 7-day execution plan with specific actions for each day, and 20-minute value inventory exercise to attack being broke and lost starting today. Now it's 100% on you to execute, not on the method.